Hello everyone, welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. Okay, it's early evening and I'm outside looking at my outdoor arrangement of very do-it-yourself tubs. Basically they're just paint buckets and this one sort of beer holder contraption and then some styrofoam packing. I mean, we're talking about real do-it-yourself type stuff here. And so in all the buckets I'm doing Daphnia, and it being July, the water is at its warmest. You see a lot of duckweed, all kinds of conditions that are both good and bad for raising this microcrustacean. I find that the upside is the warmer water creates faster growth and more reproduction. It also encourages more algae and things like that in the water. Obviously the plants and the duckweed, which do not do well in the winter months here, even though I'm in California so it doesn't freeze, they still just sort of get brown and fade and die, all the plants that is. And the water even gets on the cold side for Daphnia. Here it's on the hot side for Daphnia, and technically it could get too hot for them, but I'm getting decent yields from all the buckets, especially the one that has the air stone in it. The other two not so much, but I haven't ruled out that that's just a fluctuation. What I'm doing in this remains to be seen. Maybe I'm just cultivating green water. Green water is so useful for feeding Daphnia and other projects, like if I wanted to add some to a tank that had very tiny fry, that could be useful for them as well. It's just a nice thing to have in your arsenal. So it was super hot today, but it's gorgeous right now. There's a mountain breeze coming down off of, let me turn this around, off of these wonderful California low hills here in Lucas Valley. I'm pretty blessed. You can see my backyard. That's what I'm looking at. Pretty sweet, huh? In any event, there's a terrific breeze after a very hot day, and I'm feeling wonderful. That's why I came out here. So, what's in the beer cooler? All right, so I've got gold white clouds in here, maybe about 20 of them, and I'm almost certain I will get fry from this setup. I had no success with them inside in a small sort of breeding setup, even though I had super egg-filled females and vigorous, healthy fish. I just didn't get any spawning. So you saw a few flashes of yellow in there. I'll show you more of that. Let me just move in here, just move this stuff out of the way, and you can see them all down in there. And there was tons of Daphnia and God knows what else in here when I first introduced these fish, so I know they had a bunch to eat and to encourage spawning, live food, a bigger setup, green water, all kinds of things contributing to what undoubtedly is ideal spawning conditions. I also feed them just about anything I want. Once a day I clear a spot here and I add food and they just go gonzo. I have a little sponge filter in here, which is pretty terrific because it's creating a pretty clear water, all things considered. And you can see these happy fish down there. The females, even from this vantage point, you see they've got that round tummy. And the males will be more like gold torpedoes, faster, and I'm sure they're just frolicking and having fun down there. Now, the good thing about having this duckweed cover and this frog bit really on all the tanks is when it is 95 degrees out and the sun hits, this is like a canopy which keeps the sun's rays from just heating this tank up, as well as pulling all kinds of problematic stuff from the water with all that rootstock, which keeps it fresher and more oxygenated in the high heat. So this is about the lamest aquascape ever. It's more of just anything really to create roots that the fry can hang out in below the surface. Here is a dying plant. I'm hoping it'll come back. It has a vigorous stem and good roots, but the leaves are all falling off, and that could be from the high sun. This is a shade preferring plant, but I'm just keeping it here because it's lodged in there and the stems are still strong. They haven't got wilty and the rootstock is good. There's a piece of driftwood, and then I've got this, what do we call them? Not wandering Jew, I always do that, spider plant, and then a cool piece of wood that's just stuck in there, and then of course the sponge filter, and that's it. I haven't changed the water. I just top it off with water that I have sitting outside for a few days, so it gets a little green and dechlorinated by nature, and then I just, at night, when it's cooler, I add it to all these setups. And I drag my nets through here to pull out Daphnia to feed all my fish inside. And like I said, green water being cultivated here, and that is my very do-it-yourself outdoor arrangement. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, comments, hit me up. I'd love to help, give you a scoop of Daphnia if you're in my neck of the woods. And otherwise, always keep your hands in the tank or in the bucket, whatever the case may be. Ciao for now.